Hail and well met. Welcome to the Westgate Irregulars. I am Eric Scott DeBee, the DM of this campaign. You can find me online at various places. I write books, I design games, I play games, and here is this excellent team that is coming with me toward the end of our adventure. We're on the penultimate episode of book 3. It's going to be exciting. Take it away, Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga and the forthcoming Empire of Exiles, and I play Tsetseliya, who is finally definitely not a warlock. Let me tell you about our sponsor real quick. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Frida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Epic, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. So right now, there's so much fun stuff going on, but one big thing to tell you about is the Idle Champions Presents the Black Pits show is going on, started today. There are lots of cool skins that go along with this, and if you sign into Epic, there is a Baeloth's Gladiators pack for you, which is very cool. I love Havilar's Gladiator skin so much. She looks like a gorgeous lady of wrestling. So you should definitely check it out. And as always, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check them out at idlechampions.com. But I almost forgot, if you're here from Idle Champions, you will notice at the bottom of the screen, there is a chest code just for you. So grab that, plug it in, get yourself something nice.
Hi, I'm Emily Tang. I am a writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed on the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. And we have a giveaway, actually. It is a copy of an anthology called Asian Ghost Short Stories. The copy right here. It's a new collection of tales from submissions in classic literature, offering the best and most incredible ghost stories from East, South, and Southeast Asia, combining new and classic authors across the region, including one of my own. I'm in there somewhere. Emily
wrote a story for it.
I haven't actually looked in it because I'm afraid to see what it looks like in print, but it's there somewhere. And we have one copy to give away, US only, but there is a code. I think it's just enter.
Exclamation point enter, yeah.
Exclamation point enter. And then, enter the drawing, and then we will pick a winner at the end of the stream.
Awesome.
Oh, and if you like, I will sign it as well. So, okay.
Excellent. We are, of course, still raising money for the crisis in Ukraine and for the fight for reproductive rights. So please toss a few coins to some good causes if you have coins to toss. And on that note, the penultimate episode. So when last we left our adventurers, as you noted in the recap, they were on a boat sailing back to Westgate. Now, the trip between Candlekeep and Westgate takes 10 days, a month, 2 months. We're just going to gloss over all of that. And right now, yes.
Can I mention one thing?
Yes.
I used that time to read that tome of leadership and influence, finally.
Good plan. Okay.
Just for the record. Very charming now.
Yes, everyone finds you very charming. Viscaris looks at you with greater suspicion than ever.
Rude. Anyway.
By the end of your journey, you have largely talked Viscaris into not reporting you to the High Harpers and not, trying to stop you from whatever shenanigans you're getting up to. And he has mostly believed that you were on some kind of very important quest, and he wishes you well. He doesn't have any resources to offer you exactly, except that he has commissioned the boat to take you to your next destination, leaving him and his Harper companions in Westgate to get about their business. He says he will keep his ear to the ground for you, assuming you come back from saving the world or whatever nonsense. Do you have any requests? Anything I should do for you while I'm in town?
Do we? Basically, if this doesn't work, the whole world's gonna end. So
you're saying I should drink the high shelf drinks while I'm in
yeah,
town?
definitely don't skimp.
Fair enough.
I think Tsetseliya would ask him to go check on Lethaka, the little girl that works at Marius Salt Center's provisions. Although don't like feel like you should introduce yourself. Just kind of like eyes on her. That's enough. I know you know how to do that. So
She's one of your friends? Yes,
Yes.
of course. Why am I not surprised?
you're one of my friends, so maybe can it?
Yes. A pleasure, Lady Amakir. Sarshan. He's like, bye, Viscaris. Viscaris heads off, swishing his cloak behind him.
It was way cooler in the Endless Waste. I'm just gonna say it. Anyway, so we gotta go out into the sea.
Yep. So the captain of the ship. Oh yes, that's right. Put on some music here. The captain of the ship comes back up to you and says, "Aha! Well, don't really want to miss the tide. Probably shouldn't have come in this time. I don't think we've been formally introduced. I'm Persephone Scarlett at your pleasure."
Nice to meet you. I'm Tsetseliya. This is Kayleth. This is Sarshan.
I am Sarshan.
We are looking to get to the middle of the sea. Do we know where we're going exactly?
Over the course of the trip, you have determined through some magical means, I mean, one of you is a very powerful wizard, that the most likely place that this temple could be is where you were unable to locate your divination sensor, and that is in a deep crack in the bottom of the sea, in the middle of the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Kayleth, are we prepared to go under the water?
Do you want a spectral ghost bubble holding Aaron around your head?
I mean, does it feel like a ghost on my face? I guess it's okay as long as I don't like the corporeal ones.
Oh,
I
meant the corporeal ones.
Oh no, thank you. No, thank
Ghosts
you.
are not corporeal. They can't actually hold anything in them.
Okay, that's not my first choice. Do you, Captain? I'm sorry, I got the first name. Persephone.
Scarlett.
Scarlett, Captain Scarlett. Do you have any diving equipment or suggestions for magic that would let us do that?
Well, Viscaris, he did be mentioning that you might need some equipment for this dive, and it did give me license to lend you some potions to let you breathe underwater, and this scroll. She holds up a scroll to you. Cast this spell, it will conjure some means of transit down into the depths.
Okay.
I'd be coming
Thank
with
you,
you,
Lord
obviously.
Abigail. Oh, okay.
She shakes her feet. You see that she is barefoot because her feet are slightly webbed.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, it would not do me credit with Viscaris to let you die in the depths, obviously. I need to make sure you get where you're going.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
You know, we're all like, we're gonna go to this Umberly Temple thing, and I don't know, maybe she's good friends with Viscaris. Wow, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I don't know about you, but D&D Beyond is super slow for me, so I'm gonna pull out some real dice.
Cool.
Next
No
time, because this is taking
I mean, if you
there's a
want,
lot of patter happening. 22.
If you want, okay.
Okay. She seems pretty sincere, and like she doesn't intend to harm you in any way.
Okay.
Captain Scarlett is a half-elf. You think she has like an aquatic elf background. She has bright red hair. You imagine that might be where the name comes from. She's obviously very tanned, and she's pretty energetic.
All right.
Constantly telling you stories about her own adventures because you're adventurers, so she considers you colleagues. Sarshan loves her, obviously, and they've talked a lot about various fighting. Anyway, so the ship gets underway, unless there's something you want to get in Westgate while you're here.
That's the second time he's mentioned that. I think we should think about what we might need up here.
Not necessarily.
And-
You're powerful adventurers. I'm sure you'll adapt.
Well, we have stuff for swimming and breathing in water. We don't know what's down there beyond something connected to the Golden Raven. We have all our stuff that we normally carry around. Maybe we're good? Maybe this is an Undersea Temple, right? I'm gonna just say that we popped by Briar House and I took some jewels out of the jar in the hallway where I put our money because we don't need to pay for an accountant. So just in case we need to make an offering, like a giant shark comes at us, we're ready.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't have an idea.
All right. So the ship gets underway. You're sailing for several days out into the coursing waves of the Sea of Fallen Stars, the great central sea, the inner sea of Faerun, as though a great series of meteors had fallen to Earth and blasted open the landscape, which then filled with water. You're not certain that's what happened. It just seems like that might be what happened, based on the name and what it looks like.
We weren't there.
You weren't there,
Yeah.
probably.
No.
All right, and eventually, the sea becomes rough,
Oh,
and there's a storm brewing on the horizon.
boo. Also, at some point here, I would like to catch Kayleth up on what she missed, which is the part where Tsetseliya now has a pact with her mother, probably.
No, Kayleth was there for that.
I don't know. Well, you were there, but then you left. You walked off with Aiden, and I didn't get to explain what happened.
Oh,
You
What
know,
was going
your
on with
book-
Aiden?
book
he just
boyfriend
needed some
forever.
moisturizer. He was drying out a little.
Yeah. I am sorry I asked this question.
Wait, so how exactly did it work with your mother?
I have absolutely no idea. She died. She turned into a bunch of butterflies. Butterfly adheres to my hand, and all of a sudden, I can cast all kinds of stuff. No more dumb artificer.
She's not really dead then, is she? If she's still
Ah.
powers.
Well, I don't exactly know what's going on. Has Skaha been communicating with me at all?
You haven't received any direct communications or anything, but you keep feeling like she's nearby. Like you keep expecting to see her standing near you or just waiting to talk to you, but whenever you look, she's not there.
I relate this to Kayleth.
So you kind of have your own Aiden now, too.
Yeah, but I'm not putting moisturizer on my mom's ghost. That's not our relationship.
Anyways, it probably wouldn't stick anyways.
It doesn't mean you're going to turn me into a book, Sarshan asks.
Ew, no, thank you.
Okay, good.
I-
Because
so,
I'm
Kate-
basically illiterate, so.
According to Kayleth, Aiden asked to be a book. So, you didn't ask to be a book, and if you did, I would say no. So, I think we're all on the same page.
Well, he does love books, so I think that makes sense.
Is that what happened, Kayleth? For real?
For real.
Okay. It's
Look-
getting storm. What? Sorry.
Good friends listen to your crazy requests. Great friends act them out.
I don't want to agree with that, but okay.
Good friends help you move. Great friends help you move to a place where you can kill a lot of orcs. Instruction says, helpfully. Okay, so there's a storm coming in. Captain Scarlett doesn't seem fussed about it. She says, yes, get yourselves below deck if you don't wish to get a little damp.
Okay.
Guess we want to go below deck. Part of me's like, this is when a kraken shows up. But maybe I'm just extremely nervous since we're going out to the temple of the terrifying Queen of the Sea.
All right.
I'll go down below.
We go.
Okay. So you head down into the slightly cramped, wet interiors of the ship. You hear the storm raging and rocking the ship back and forth. You hear Captain Scarlett shouting out commands on deck. Occasionally people will come down and nursing wounds or holding like their arms or limping slightly from falls on deck or being struck by something. And you hear a great creaking sound. And the ship abruptly sways to the side.
This is the kraken. This is when the kraken comes.
And then just as quickly as it appeared, the storm passes. And you find yourselves...
In the belly of a kraken?
No. You find yourselves just kind of floating placidly on the sea.
This is suspicious. I feel like we should go up.
Okay.
Yeah, you find the rigging in tatters and ropes and pieces of sail all over the place. And one arm has broken off of the sail, but the main mast is still there. You see that it is bolstered by other very thick boards that were just nailed into place. Like they weren't that way but when you went below deck. And Captain Scarlett says, well, I see one of you done pissed off the Queen of the Depths, eh?
We just got here, so not to my knowledge.
Well,
I brought her a present. Does that help?
She does like presents.
Do I just chuck it over the side, or do you have to whistle for some dolphins? How does this work?
Oh no, dolphins hate her too. It'd be more like sharks. Or
Do you
Sahagan.
whistle for shark? What's
You
a
ever met a
Sahagan?
Sahagan?
No, I'm from
Okay.
Rashomon. We have our own terrifying water creatures.
Oh, Rashomon. Yes,
Yeah.
what a wonderful place to set up dock and lose some of your sailors who wandered off into the woods even though you told them not to.
That's Rashomon.
That's Rashomon. Anyway, according to the information, Jan, is she sick? She looks a little ill, she's pointing at Kayleth. Anyway.
That's just how she looks. Don't draw attention to it.
Right, yes.
Actually,
According
do
to-
you look do you look extra sick, or you just look normal?
As far as I know, I look normal,
She just looks normal. Normal
Yeah.
for Kayleth.
That's
Well.
that's
which is slightly
just her
unsettling.
face.
According
For
to
no-
your magic friend there, this be the place to dive down to find the rift you'd be looking for.
All right. Okay. So throw the offering in now or once we're in? Also,
Actually,
I'm just sorry. Can we wind back? You asked me if I knew what Sahuagin were, and then I said no. And then we got on a sidetrack about how all your sailors were murdered by hags or Rusalka or something.
probably.
What's a Sahuagin?
Well, you said that thing about sharks before, or maybe I said that thing about sharks before. Anyway, Sahagan are the worst parts of men and sharks.
It doesn't sound pleasant.
Well, it isn't.
What do you
Unless
do about
know your
them?
way around them. She smiles, and she has very sharp teeth.
Are you gonna bite them?
Well, not unless they ask me nicely. But I'm past that part of my life. It's a phase, you know. Anyway, I'll be taking you down, and if we see any Sahagin, I'll lure them away for you. How's that?
Okay. All right. Okay. You ready to go? Kayleth?
Let's save the jewels for now, just in case we need them as like a emergency escape plan.
All right. Do you have the scroll? Can you cast the scroll?
Right here.
Yep.
Should we
she can
start with
cast it.
that?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, casting.
All right. So you cast a spell, which is an unfamiliar spell for you. You've never cast this particular thing before. But basically, when you finish casting it, this bubble forms around you. Like water rises up from around the ship and coats this bubble of air.
All right.
And within the bubble, you can breathe totally normally.
So we have this, and then we have some potions. The potions are for water breathing?
That they are.
All right. So we'll use this bubble until it theoretically runs out, and then we'll drink the potions.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Let's push this thing off the side of the boat.
Okay. Once you're in the bubble, however, you find that when you're pushing at it, nothing happens.
We used it too,
Oh.
didn't we?
Right. Captain Scarlett says, Viscaris told me about this. This be the suggestion. And she goes and she pushes the bubble, and you kind of rock back and forth. And she says, "Aye, boys, help the lady out here." And they just all start pushing the bubble, and it rolls and rolls off, finally with a big splash in the ocean.
Okay. I feel like we could have figured this out, but thank you.
Ah,
We are in a
yes.
ball. Are we sinking at least?
Yes, you start sinking
All right.
down.
Yay!
Okay, she dives into the water after you.
Can you guys swim? We need to swim.
Sarshan says, "I have never been swimming.
I've
You
never
can
been
swim if you're a
swimming either.
wolf. Right?
I can wolf paddle."
Okay. I was not allowed to swim growing up for obvious reasons. Presumably the wolf can swim if we have to do that. Maybe we just don't need to swim because the three of us are completely screwed. We did not do good planning here, guys.
Well, what would the plan have been? Go take some swim.
Hey, Raiders. I don't know. Yeah, go take maybe on our way over here, we should have been taking swimming lessons. In fact, I would like to retcon that on the way over here, Viscaris was so disgusted with the fact that we're like, we're gonna go to the bottom of the sea of Lone Stars, and none of us can swim, that he was like, stop, jump in the water. We're gonna learn some basic swimming techniques because otherwise you're going to die.
I kind of like the idea that we're in this bubble of air sinking down to the bottom and all bickering like, can you swim? Can you swim?
We didn't think of this until now. All right, let's do that. This would have been a good thing to discuss sooner, but hopefully the potions just don't run out. And if they do, I think I have this cool new spell we could use, and I will just plane shift us out of here.
I also have feigned death, so at least one of us can die less soon than the other.
I can hold my breath for a long time, Sarshan says helpfully.
Okay, slight meta talk. What are the rules for holding your breath? Because all I remember is it's absolutely bananas.
So, if I recall correctly, and I will look it up if we need it.
It is actually comforting that you don't know this off the dome. Like you didn't prep for like drowning rules.
Yeah, sure.
So
Basically, you can hold your breath a number of minutes equal to your Constitution modifier.
okay.
After
I
which
thought
you
it was
start
something-
drowning.
I thought it was it may have been in the playtest that was something else that was totally nuts.
If you are
but-
if you are in combat, that complicates it. You know, basically, like, it's a bit like trying to concentrate on a spell,
Yeah.
right?
So we'll just, we'll just try to stick with. How long does this last, Kayleth? Did the scroll say?
Did it say?
It is supposed to last at least an hour.
Oh, that's plenty of time.
So the bubble is descending gradually, and Captain Scarlett is just swimming along next to the bubble, occasionally prodding it to make sure you're headed down into the ever darkening water. You can both see in the dark to some extent. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So very quickly the light disappears from the surface, and you can no longer see fish swimming around you either. You're just in a dark spot. Scarlett has she pulls out a torch, which is just burning with a continual flame spell. And the water kind of chokes it down to just like a little small yellow spurt of light. And she holds that in front of her as she keeps swimming you down.
Do you have light, Kayleth, like as a spell?
Nope.
No. It's kind of opposed to your whole thing.
Sarshan pulls out his
fair.
sword, which lights up with flame. So you have some flame illuminating the inside of the bubble as well.
So we don't know anything about what we're going to find down here, except it is something dedicated to Umberlee, and it is connected to the Golden Raven. Yeah.
Something like that, I guess. Do you,
Well,
you don't have any idea what it is.
no. Do I? Because I know I absorbed all that information, and what I know is how to build an Emerald Hourglass or take one apart. Let's be clear. And
You can make a history check or a religion check. Either of those might give you some information. Remember, you absorbed all that data from the sage in Candlekeep,
true.
so accessing it can give you some information.
I got an 18 in history.
Okay. So, your 18 suggests that there are potentially undersea cities or civilizations that have occupied this area. You have heard of a realm called Saros, which is populated by merfolk. You're not sure they would be in this deep, dark chasm, though. And you've also heard of this legendary underwater city called Myth Nantar. But you're not sure if that's really a myth or a legend or a real place.
Got it. Nothing that I know feels like it goes back to the Golden Raven.
No, not especially.
No chronomantic tears, no.
You actually, in the deep recesses of your sage mind, you seem to think that at one time, about 150 years ago, there were a number of sages who were rabidly speculating about the existence of a race of aquatic dwarves that lived in the Sea of Fallen Stars, but no evidence of anything was ever found.
There's a lot of stuff that could be down here, but none of it leaps to mind as the obvious answer. I guess is it possible the Golden Raven is teamed up with Darkest Umberlee? Did she eat Umberlee? She ate the heart of the piercing's power. Or absorbed it. Scarlett did not like me calling it eating. Maybe. I don't know.
So,
but,
yeah.
But the thing she told Rogar when she corrupted him was that if he went down here, he had to kill everybody he found, right? So maybe we don't want to kill everybody we find? We'll keep it on the table.
Okay. As you're having these kind of dark discussions, the light finally illumines ground below you, and you can see the bottom of the sea lit by that faint light from the captain's torch and from the sword. And you can see that there is indeed a ragged gap, like a chasm that cuts deeper into the ocean floor. It looks as though the ocean floor was rent apart by some great force. And
But like a while ago, right?
It doesn't look particularly fresh, although you're not like a geologist, so you don't necessarily know for sure. But it doesn't. You do see the growth of coral and just like accumulated filth up along the sides. It doesn't look like it was freshly torn open.
Right. Okay. Cool. A kraken didn't just heave itself out of here.
You really want to fight a kraken, don't you? Anyway,
just wondering.
Okay. So as you're swimming along, the captain kind of pulls up short in the water and kind of treads water there for a second, and she looks at you, and then she swims off quite rapidly, leaving the bubble perched on the lip of the chasm. You're not really sure what that was all about until you see a number of live swimming forms just appear out from around a rock near the edge of the chasm and go swimming after her.
Can we tell what they are?
Yeah, they look like shark people.
Ah, ew.
So
we're...
Yeah, your bubble is perched on the edge of this chasm.
Can we leave the bubble? Will the bubble remain intact? Or if we leave the bubble, does the bubble pop?
Or we have to like dispel it, and then all the water just comes rushing in.
You're not sure. You've never used this spell before.
Okay. And then do we know how long the potions last?
Well, you're pretty sure that they function just like a potion of water breathing. And
I cannot believe Ascaris would hand these over without being very specific about how long they lasted and making me repeat it back to him at least 3 times.
And according to Ascaris, they last for 1 hour.
Okay.
How much time do we have left in the hour for the air bubble?
You have been going down for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So you have about 15 minutes left.
All right. So do we see any more of those shark people around?
No, you are alone in the depths.
Okay.
You can faintly see movement at the very edge of your vision, but it's very hard to see underwater, even with your dark vision.
Okay. I'm gonna vote.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna vote we should probably drink the potion and then go down into the rift. Try to be sneaky and or clever.
I was gonna say drink it right as the bubble is about to pop, so we get maximum time out of it.
Chill here for 15 minutes. See if the shark people come back bearing pieces of Captain Scarlett, so we know what's up.
Well, we know they were just like a welcoming committee. I know they're not a welcoming committee, but just what if, okay?
All right. If we take the potion, so it took us 45 minutes to get down here?
Yeah.
All right, if we drink the potion, we have 1 hour, and then I will plane shift us out of here. So think of a plane you want to go to for a day, if we need to do that.
Can I just
I don't know a lot of great ones.
somewhere else?
Isn't there? I have to go to another plane, as far as I can tell. I don't know. I got these powers, but my mom didn't explain how it works. A different plane of existence.
All right.
So, We'll just, we've been to a couple. We've been to the Astral Sea. It's not the worst. We've been to Limbo. It is the worst. There's an elf plane. Do you have family in like Arvindor or something?
Oh, all my family are here.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Feywild. We could just go to the Feywild. It's not great, but it's better than all the other things I said.
We'll just do
So okay, that's our
then.
backup plan. This is our backup plan. So we'll drink the potion, we'll swim for an hour. When we start to feel it go, I will cast plane shift, we will go to the Feywild, and we will try not to get murdered by redcaps or something. Go team!
Maybe those nice hunters will be there again, Sarshan
I don't
says.
know. Let's not. Let's hope not. That hag is probably still mad I took her book.
That was pretty funny, though.
Yeah. It was a nice trip. All right, are we ready?
All right, let's do this.
Down the
right.
potions. Okay. The potions are cloudy green. They smell very intensely of seawater. And each of them has a bubble floating in it that looks kind of like a little jellyfish. And when you swallow it, there is that little tinge of sliminess, like you're drinking a something halfway between an oyster and a boba tea. Anyway.
That is a visceral description right there.
Yeah. Anyway, and you start coughing and coughing and coughing, and then you realize that you can't breathe because you're inside the air bubble.
Oh, let's get out of this air bubble.
Okay.
I'm gonna summon my axe and chop it. Does that work?
Yeah, it is very thick. Like you're pushing on it, and you're like, "Oh, that's okay." Axe time. All right, you cut a huge hole in the side. It parts like gelatin, and then water comes rushing in, and very quickly the air bubble is full of water. The spell ends. Now
Okay.
floating on the sea bottom.
This
There's
is
a
very
moment-
weird.
There's a moment of like a real heavy pressure pushing down on you, but then you can feel the effects of that potion coming in, and you just kind of equalize and you feel okay.
We magically know how to swim.
We don't have to swim. We can walk on the bottom.
Oh,
I enjoy the idea that we're trying to like propel ourselves, and we're like,
just like
we just don't know how to swim. Yeah, doing a little doggy paddle, like windmill arms.
a little wolfie paddle.
Like, I don't know. It just feels right.
Okay.
All right, we want to
so-
go down in that rift.
Okay, so you start heading into the chasm. It is very, very dark, like inky blackness all around you. You can feel a faint kind of headache starting, which isn't from the pressure. You're pretty sure. Tsetseliya, I think you blink at one point and open up your magic vision, and you can see that there's this faint magical aura down below you, which is kind of radiating upward.
This is definitely a magical place.
Does it feel familiar?
You can make an Arcana check, and maybe you can figure out what's up.
13.
13. Not really. It feels real powerful. But otherwise, you can't tell exactly what it is.
Do we see any more of the Sahuagin? Or any... We'll stop there.
You definitely do not see any Sahuagin. So Sarshan still has his sword out. He's swimming with one arm, dragging his sword behind him. And occasionally the light will illumine fish that just flit out of the way immediately, as though repelled by the light. Once you see a fish that looks like it's kind of triangular, and it has a little light hanging off its face, and it sees Sarshan's light, and it's like, and blinks these like mostly blind eyes and then just swims off into the dark.
This is all very new to them. Do we see anything that sort of looks like a structure? Like, I was remembering undersea cities and temples and things. Is there anything like that? Any stonework? Doors?
So, yeah, as you're swimming down along the chasm wall, because that's really the only way to orient yourself, you're seeing markings of like artificially carved stonework, like buildings built along the edge of the wall. They're mostly gone, destroyed in some other long ago cataclysm, but you can feel the indications of like foundations and occasionally walls. You don't see any easily decipherable writing or anything, just like, someone was once here. So you're going the right direction, you're pretty sure.
And do we see... We don't have any way to sort of sense the presence of the Golden Raven, right?
Not specifically.
Okay. That's too bad, but
I mean, I feel
we've made it this far, so...
just head towards that powerful sense of magic, and I think we're on the right track.
Okay. So, Tsetseliya, at some point you can feel like this faint pressure movement in the water.
Huh.
And you realize that there's something very large in the water nearby. It's an odd feeling because you're not used to being underwater or sensing things through the water, but with your passive perception you can tell that there's something there. Something moving.
I would like to do something before I look, because I was going to say I want to do this. I have a bowl of commanding water elementals that someone gave me, and it has to be full of water, but guess what?
It is.
Everything's water. So I would like to take out this bowl
Okay.
and summon a water elemental to
Does
help
it just
us
count?
out.
Does it just count as the water like within the surface of the bowl up to the brim? Because if you think about it, everything in the bowl is like straight up. So you have this entire column of seawater all the way. Yeah.
And Tsetseliya ended the world that day.
I turned the Sea of Fallen Stars into a water elemental.
Sure enough, a water elemental does appear, and it just kind of like spreads out in all directions around you before coalescing once more.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you have a name? I don't want to be rude.
It pronounces something unpronounceable in an Aquan tongue.
I'm gonna call you Gurgle. Is that okay?
It is acceptable, mistress.
Great. I'm so glad we're going to be working together. Here's the thing. Can you please make sure, just kind of take a tour around to make sure that we are not being followed by any of those Sahwagans or other similar things? And come back as soon as you
enter the area of the antipathy.
I'm sorry, the area of the antipathy. Have you been here before?
I can feel it. Feel the power.
Do you want to give us some more information on that? What kind of power? What's generating the antipathy? Is it Humberly?
You are a great spellcaster, are you not?
I mean, I'm asking if you know. I'm not asking if I know.
No, it is not the Queen of the Depths.
Interesting. So I feel something moving off in that direction. If I look over there, do I see anything?
You can faintly see something long and big moving in the dark. Sarshan follows your view and goes, wow, I didn't know they grew them that big.
Grew what?
That's a fish of some kind.
I cast Sickening Radiance on it.
All right, so suddenly
Guess what we have? Some light now.
suddenly the darkness is full of just this like shining light that makes people ill just being near it.
Ooh, I
And
bet it's green now.
It is. It's illumining the harsh realities of truth all around you, and you see that it illumines a massive fish. That Sarshan was right, halfway right. It is in fact a giant shark that it is illumining, and you see this massive thing. It's like at least 100 feet long, and it was coming toward your light, the little light of the sword, but then it finds a different light, a light that is not as pleasant. And it
Needs to make a
thrashes in the
con
water.
save.
Yep.
I feel like sharks don't have great constitution. They eat all sorts of rotting like seafood all the time.
So let's see.
Unless I'm sadly mistaken.
It only got a 10. Okay, so it was startled and it swam right into the light.
Awesome. So on its turn, it makes that save on its turn, and it takes 1 level of exhaustion, and I did it again. I rolled the D&D Beyond dice. So 6 years later,
It takes a bunch of radiant damage, right?
21 radiant damage, and now
Oh,
it's
geez.
glowing, so it
Yeah.
can't hide.
Yeah, all right. So the sparkling light along it, the green light kind of clings to it like sickly light illumining this massive creature. That only makes it look bigger and scarier, and it is thrashing distracted by your light. The green light
We should get out of here.
The green light also illumines below you, about 100 feet or so below you, what looks like a building. The building has towers that look kind of like spiraling stalagmites covered in some sort of undersea fungus. And in the middle, there's like a dome, and you see swirling water over the top of the dome.
That sure seems like a place we might want to be. Should we get down there while the shark is distracted?
Unless we want to fight it. Sarshan starts swimming toward the temple.
It's a theoretical question. How would blight work underwater? Because you like suck the moisture out of them, right? But
It would either be totally ineffective or devastating. You want to try it?
I'll save it for next thing we run across.
Okay.
But I do want to try it out.
All right. Yeah, it does sound terrifying. Okay, so as you're swimming down toward this temple, if you could imagine an undersea temple, this is exactly what you would imagine. It seems to be shaped conically like a shell, with some rising towers poking out of it at odd angles. Like I said, there's fungus growing along it, like undersea plants of some kind. You've never seen anything quite like that before. They're waving in the faint currents, these beautiful pink and green fronds. And there does appear to be an entrance. Like you see a shallow depression in the ground, and like you could swim under a wall to get up into this temple. Is that where you'd like to go?
Aaron would like to not even a little bit go. That is how my nightmares start. But that seems like the way in, and we are burning potions of water breathing. So let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. How long has it been?
It's been about half an hour.
What?
Well, that went by quickly.
It was a real deep chasm.
Just breathe nice and slow.
Yep.
Stay cool.
All right, so you swim down. As you get close to the temple, those swaying fronds of the undersea things sparkle and pick up some of the light from Sarshan's sword and from your still burning green radiance, which is floating slightly downward, like very slowly down toward the bottom. The shark is nowhere to be seen. The shark pissed off.
Gonna go sleep off that
immediately.
exhaustion.
Like, no. And what I'm gonna need each of you to do is make a wisdom saving throw, please.
No. Is this a charm?
Yes.
Kind of
so if
thing?
you have advantage against charm effects,
Oh, but who needs advantage when you roll a 20? So 28.
Nice.
excellent.
Gotta wake up a little earlier, monster seagrass, to get one over on Tsetseliya.
Kayleth got 18.
Okay.
I have, oh yes, that's right. Advantage against being charmed.
Right. Yep. Also, when you're within 10 feet of Sarshan, you get a
I'm
plus
immune to
4
being charmed. That was a
You get a-
wasted 20.
+4 bonus on all saving throws. Just want to let everyone know that. Okay. The anemones are I can never pronounce that word properly. Are floating back and forth, and they're creating this kind of hypnotic pattern. But you're able to just kind of like shield yourself from being taken in, which is good because as you come closer, you see that those tendrils have barbs at the end of them, and they were ready to.
Well, that would be bad.
Yep.
So we swim under the terrifying door.
Can't charm the elf party anyway. Yes.
I want to be clear. I forgot because of my Fey Pact. I am actually immune to being charmed at this point, and so I'm mad. I wasted that 20.
And if things,
Like, could have just been like, no.
And the cool thing is, sometimes when people attempt to charm you, you can turn it back on them. That's really cool.
Can I turn?
So
Well,
could you turn that charm
probably
back
no.
on?
I,
Yes.
Not on
I
the
think-
anemones, no.
I can't.
No.
You sure?
It's not a charm exactly. It's a hypnotic pattern. So you can make them like incapacitated, but they're basically immobile anyway. All right,
Wait,
you swim.
That's fair. That's fair.
You swim under the entrance, and you come up inside a cavern which is half full of water and half full of stagnant air. And you come up into the air.
Immediately start choking.
Well, you have now got used to it, and so you can you have over the course of using these potions, you become amphibious. So you can breathe water and you can breathe air, and it's okay.
Candy.
It still tastes stale and gross.
Ugh.
So
Someone needs to air this place out.
the walls are this blue purple stone, much like Aaron's background. Ooh, yeah. And and there's a very distinct smell to this place, like rotting meat. And there are doors. There's a door between where you are and a deeper passage, but it's mostly like kelp and plants just strung over there in a curtain. So
Are the doors shut, or are they? Is it like a doorway?
but it's more like a curtain. It's just kind of hanging lankly there, blocking.
So if we, my concern is if there are doors that if we open, the air or the water might shift.
No.
Got it. Okay. Should we go that way?
Sarshan says you should let me go first,
Why?
because I have a sword to move things out of the way with.
I have a sword too, for the record.
We're all
Oh.
armed.
You should let me go first anyway.
Tsetseliya's gonna go first.
All right. So
This
You,
this
I find it
feels, still
funny
feels
that-
like my fault. What?
Although I find it funny that two squishy wizards are all fighting to go first.
I'm not that squishy. For the record, I'm probably squishier than Sarshan, but
yeah. Anyway, all right. So
my whole build is hit me, asshole.
You want to push your way through there?
Yeah. But first, I would like to just see, is there anything living in the kelp? Or
There does
traps
not
or
appear
such?
to be anything living in the kelp.
I will
no.
be making a perception check.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna just take your word for it. Like I've never
Okay.
played D&D with you before.
Yeah. Don't trust the DM. That's
Never.
crazy.
Oh, but I rolled an 8, so I guess I trust the DM.
No, just a very strong smell of blood and rotting meat, like some kind of animal's lair that you're in.
Gross. Okay.
Okay.
Something gross is in here. Something dangerous.
So you want to push
I
your
will
way
push
through.
through.
The curtain?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you might have expected, it is not this. The halls of the Undersea Temple are full of bodies. Corpses cloaked in moldering purple and gray robes lie strewn underfoot and against the walls, some of them crushed like half-rotted fruit, some of them bloated as if drowned in the air, dark water trickling from their mouths and noses. This massacre is fresh but not immediate. You think it must have befallen within the last few days.
We're breathing the water these things are soaking in.
This is
Oh god.
the smell's a bit much.
You can tell immediately that these are priests of some kind, and based on the sailors' talk about Umberlee, you're pretty sure that those are Umberlee robes and symbols that they're wearing.
Are they Sahuagin or are they
Humans mostly.
humans? And it's this far under the water. Interesting. Okay. Gross. Is there a door on the other side of this space or?
It's a series of passages, like
Okay.
a little bit like an undersea cave, but slightly artificial as well. So you just
Boy.
get to wade through a lot of floating bodies.
How did they die? Can we tell how they died?
Yeah, make a
Kill them.
medicine
So
check.
Can
it
you-
might still be
Kayleth,
here.
Kayleth, you talk to dead things.
Yes.
Why don't you just ask them?
Yes.
So you find one.
Make sure it
With
still
a
has
working
tongue.
mouth and tongue
Yeah.
and all that.
Okay. All right. And you cast Speak with Dead.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 5 questions. So the first thing that happens is you find this moldering priest whose longish hair is matted with mud and like a couple starfish growing in it. And the first thing he does is spew up this choking black water. Anyway, and then
Tsetseliya's gonna put her mask on so that she has like a lair, even if it doesn't actually do anything.
And that was probably his own putrefying innards, wasn't it?
Why have you disturbed me?
We want to know what killed you.
The witch. Unstoppable force of nature, the witch.
Did the witch gonna point at Tsetseliya?
I'll pull out the gold mask and swap it. This one?
So the corpse looks over at Tsetseliya and it opens its eyes, and you realize that it doesn't have eyes anymore. They've been eaten by small crabs and such. And it goes, the smell of the witch is about your friend. So that is 2 questions.
Technically, that was only one, because the first thing I said was just that we wanted to know who killed him. That wasn't a question, so.
We'll see how the laws of magic respond to your wheedling. Okay.
Do you want me to persuasion check the laws of magic, Kayleth?
No, I did
'Cause I will
it
do
to
it.
myself, didn't I?
I will
All right.
do it.
Okay. Go on. What
Um,
else do you ask?
Maybe ask when she left. That will tell us if she's still here and how long ago. Because if she hasn't
did the
left, we'll
witch-
find out.
When did the witch leave?
The witch remains. The witch waits. The witch will
crap.
crush and slay all.
I feel like we got tricked here.
Tricked by who, though? That's
By ourselves. Archie
Rogar.
says helpfully.
Rogar is the one. Rogar got corrupted, and then he's all like, oh, don't go to the Golden Rift. And then we're like, we're going to the Golden Rift. See, this is absolutely, yeah. Okay.
So what you're saying is we basically did it to ourselves.
Yeah, but I don't really want to blame myself right now. I'm already doing a lot of that lately.
The golden heart should not be beneath the sea.
Just want to clarify, we did not ask a question about that. That is a freebie.
Where did
Gargle.
Where is the witch right now?
The witch stands watch in the heart of the rift, the deepest center. Over the lady's throne, smashed and crushed and drowned.
Okay.
The witch come here.
What did you say? Sorry.
Why did the witch come here?
I do not know. None of us invited this wrath, but we have been judged unworthy. The Queen of the Depths left us to die.
Maybe they should have given her some jewels, I'm just gonna say. Okay, so...
We have one more question.
We do? Okay.
Yeah. If the laws of magic allow.
No, the spell hasn't ended.
We could ask... So the Golden Raven's still here. Did he say that she's still dangerous? She's torturing people as we speak. Listen to those screams.
Those screams of rage.
Okay, so we
need to
don't.
be
So
gone for a few minutes. Maybe.
that's fair.
That's okay.
It's fine. I will stop pointing at it too if you want. So we know. What else could we ask?
Well, if you want a few minutes to think about it, it's a little early, but we could still take our break now, and that would give Emily time to finish up her thing and then get back. So
Okay, that sounds good to me.
all right, cool. Yep, you're in the haunted, flooded tunnels talking to a far drowned corpse, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Breathing corpse water.
Welcome back to the Westgate Irregulars. Emily is still dealing with a screaming child of rage, and so we are going to talk about some giveaways that we were planning to do. Woo!
That we are in the middle of doing.
That's right.
So what is our giveaway right now? I've forgotten the name of it. Okay. The collection Asian Ghost Stories, which is autographed by our own Emily Tang, who has a story in it, but she didn't tell us the title. We'll have to ask her when she comes back, but it being a story of a woman so consumed with rage that she summons the ghost of her grandmother to exact vengeance, which I think sounds amazing.
It does.
It is gorgeous. It is hardcover. It is some beautiful foil, and it is full of excellent stories. So we are giving away one copy of that book. You hit !enter There will be a drawing at the end of the stream. Emily, again, will sign that copy and send it to you.
Yep.
We also have our regular chest code for Idle Champions. So please do make sure you grab that. You can type in !code or !we love code name if you want to put a little extra love on that, and it will whisper the code to you, or you can just type it in yourself if you want to do that instead of the cut and paste into the game. You'll get a very cool Electrum Chest of your very own.
Yeah, if you get something cool, let us know. We like cool things. Erin works for the Idle Champions people, so she would understand those things better than I would.
All
but
that
I will still appreciate it.
all that dialogue you skip while you're playing, that's me.
That's her.
There's something occasionally freeing of recognizing that you're creating something that 80% of people don't bother reading. But at the same time, I really like hearing when people read it and like it, because I think it's fun.
Yeah,
I will never,
definitely.
ever, probably in all my career, top the adventure, The Madness of Zugtmoy, where all the champions and the narrator get high on mushroom spores, and it's up to the little familiars to save them.
That's pretty awesome.
Featuring amazing art from the Sketching Hour,
Woo.
which is a really cool show where Lauren Urban and who's in the chat, hi Lauren, and some of the artists from Idle Champions, Alexis and Michelle, and sometimes Anita, and sometimes Ivy, make cool creatures based on random prompts. So the adventure in particular includes gelatinous cube squirrels, and nebula zorn pigs, and fluffy shambling mound pangolins.
Oh man, that sounds.
That's pretty
awesome.
great. It's a fun job. It's a weird job, but it's a fun job.
Nice.
We're still missing Emily.
So, well, did you consider what you wanted your final question of the moldering corpse at the
I'm
bottom of the
still a
sea
little
to be?
bit stumped, because this is what Tsetseliya is thinking, right? Somewhere in this wreckage, in this ruin, the Golden Raven is potentially still lurking after killing all of these priests of Umberlee. It is not a good plan to go confront her right now. There's only 3 of us. We don't actually have any of the tools, to our knowledge, to defeat her. Somebody didn't bother passing the message with the sending stone. But what are you gonna do? So we don't know how to defeat her. We don't know anything the other team came up with, because the only time we used the sending stone was to say, hey, Skaha probably died. So we're gonna have to wait till we find those guys to learn that stuff. So we do know is basically, how do you break an Emerald Hourglass, or make one if you want.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
At the end of our epic fight with Grazd and Orcus and
Mhm.
Zarask, did Song or anyone else in the party remember to communicate with us?
No.
I mean, if only Stong were here and could communicate with us.
I think it's fair if they're like, no, it was really busy. But that did, and to be fair, it was a late session and it was a lot. So yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, so Yang Yang says we can say we did it if that helps, but I don't know that it helps. So I'm thinking that we don't know right now.
Okay.
And if it suddenly becomes necessary, we do know. We'll just say that the sending came through. So anyway, but I don't think the 3 of us want to go up against the Golden Raven if we don't have to. Now, that said, we're running out of air, and we don't even know what we're supposed to be doing down here. So I guess what I would like to ask is there anything in the Golden Heart of the Rift? Is there anything in here the witch seemed afraid of? That seems like a good question. And I would ask Kayleth to ask that.
Okay. So the corpse rises up and it says, the path to her sanctuary, the path, the witch guards the path.
The witch guards the path to her sanctuary. Okay. Okay. Gross.
Then the corpse settles back.
I'm going to assume that Kayleth can do this multiple times if we need to, but the witch guides the path to her sanctuary. So, okay, so the way back to Darkest Westgate is down here, from the sound of it. We should probably... So that's interesting. I feel like on the one hand, we should probably destroy that. We don't need to leave doors open to that place. On the other hand, wow, what a terrible place to make a door. Because it's... I mean, we are about a mile under the sea, from what I can tell.
No one would ever look for it here, Sarshan says.
Yeah, but getting out of here is going to be a pain.
Not if you can teleport like you can.
Guess so. But I can only plane shift. I have to go to a different plane of existence. I mean, I don't know what she can do. Obviously, she's more accomplished. But also eviler.
She's not you, but you think a little bit alike sometimes, right? So
I don't know.
She would be trying to, well, I mean, if you had to keep an entrance to your lair secret, you could do worse than here, right?
You know, I think I would pick that one shop, the one that sells the like pickled fish in a wrap that nobody goes to, that Sturge is 100% convinced is money laundering. That's where I would put the door. Nobody goes in there. It smells weird. And you don't have to be at the bottom of the sea. But to be fair, if it is a money laundering front, we don't really want to deal with like fire knives or night masks, you know, butting in. I don't know, maybe she turned them into minions.
So,
okay.
So maybe we just go look.
That's probably the best plan, but we don't want to get to where she can see us.
Definitely.
Is the only thing. And I think I don't have any more disguise myself spells. Those were artificer things.
What about that? What about that spell that makes us look like something else? Sorry,
I don't have that anymore. I dropped it because... Actually, why don't I have that anymore? Did something get mixed up when I became... I don't know. I guess my mom doesn't like that spell or something because I don't seem to know it now. Very weird.
That is very strange. Can you,
But...
Can you talk to her? Sarshan asks.
Do I have to? Do I have to?
No. Just a thought.
I've been avoiding it. Like, this is awkward. I'm still very angry at her for abandoning me and thinking it was a good idea and that it was something I should be fine with. And I don't know. Can you come back from that? That's a wonderful question. Actually, it's not a wonderful question because I don't know the answer and I don't like thinking about it. But now, I guess she's my patron or something. This, I also just got to point out, once again, I didn't ask for this. She just did it. Because she just always thinks she knows best. That's the gist I get. And the thing that's really frustrating is, thank goodness, Kayleth, you're back. The thing that's really frustrating is Artemisia wants so bad for her to be her mom. Like, Artemisia is right there saying, yes, please, make it up to me. And she just, like, throws her aside. And that's not fair.
No, that doesn't seem fair. Oh, Kayleth, you've awakened from your meditation.
Do you remember asking the corpse what the witch might be afraid of down here and hearing back that the witch was guarding the path to her sanctuary?
I did remember that.
Good.
Very clearly.
So we were just discussing whether we should go in there and if there was any way to sort of prepare ourselves and whether I should talk to my mom, and I'm voting not right now. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, my default is there are a lot of corpses here. No one is using them.
Oh yeah, you should just totally get a little undersea corpse army going.
I know. I mean, yeah, I know.
You look like a kid in a candy store.
I left you a lot of resources. What can I say?
Ah,
I will say one other thing. While you were doing your Speak with Dead spell, Kayleth, you tapped into a magical effect that's going on around the temple, and you eventually understood that it is an antipathy spell, which is what the elemental told you that it was going on. And this antipathy spell is keeping away water-breathing creatures from the temple.
so why didn't it keep us away?
Because you're not normally water-breathing creatures.
Fair enough.
But you did feel a little bit of pressure in your head as you were approaching.
Ah.
Also, it could be that you just have excellent willpower and you were able to go through it.
My dad always said I was uncommonly stubborn.
I can attest, Sarshan says. I mean that in a good complimentary way.
I'm gonna just assume that, because otherwise it's gonna get awkward and we're at the bottom of
Probably
the
for the
ocean.
best.
All right.
Okay, so we can go see. Here's my vote. I don't think we want to confront her right now. There's just 3 of us. We don't know enough about what to do about her. But if we can get some intelligence about what she's doing down here, that seems good.
So
I could
wait. So
sorry.
don't go forward or don't.
go for a bit sneaky. Could you send some of these bodies over to, look and see what's there?
I don't know how good they would be at sneaking.
They just have to sort of float on the currents. That doesn't seem like it's possibly that hard.
Can you create more corpse suits?
No.
All right, forget I
No.
said anything.
Well, the answer is yes, but I'm hearing that I'm not allowed.
Wait, why would we want to do that? Why would
Yeah,
we
that's the
want to
other
wear
question.
corpse suits?
Well, if we're walking amongst the huge undersea zombie army, then the Golden Raven would not know which of us to blast.
I was thinking we'd stand back here and send the zombies over there
Oh,
away from us. And then they would come back and tell Kayleth what they saw. If that doesn't work, I could summon David. I don't know if David can breathe water.
Actually, that's a little. Can I command them to talk to me? Because it's like, raise dead. I make corpses, but can they communicate?
I think you mean animate dead.
Animate dead. Sorry. Yes.
That's okay. Raise dead, if you did raise them from the dead, they would just be alive again. Animate dead, they can't necessarily communicate unless they can speak a language, and skeletons and zombies don't, I'm pretty sure.
What's the
All right.
point of them then?
Well,
Well,
no,
they're
we can
not
raise them and then
scouts.
they're not generally used as scouts. No.
Oh, wait a sec. Oh, wait, but the antipathy is keeping away swimming creatures, so I can't talk to fish. I mean, I can talk to fish, which I just realized, and I'm very disappointed I didn't do anything with that. I should have talked to that shark. But the fish can't swim in there because of the spell, right?
You're pretty sure.
Okay.
I want to make it clear, there's actually a little bit of air in this place. Like the water is only up to about your waist level. So it's not like you're going to suffocate necessarily.
Right. We just have to swim into the fetid air pocket.
Right.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so
So what we can do is just get some zombies to be meat shields, so that at the very least, if we get attacked, they take it. We can dive off to the side, and we have some forewarning at least.
Right.
what? Okay. I was gonna suggest none of us are great at sort of scouting, but we could. It's not going to be better if one of us turns into a wolf, because a wolf at the bottom of the sea is going to be very obviously something. So maybe never mind.
I'm not too bad
Man,
at
I
scouting,
miss Song.
Sarshan says.
What?
I'm not too bad at scouting.
When you see something, you tend to stand up and go, I see something. And that you can't do.
Oh, I'm just bad at not getting caught.
Yeah, that is a thing I need you to be good at for this.
Okay.
I don't want her to catch you again.
Yeah.
Because I
that
will murder
makes
her.
sense.
And
That-
she'll probably murder me in the process. And
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
Because
no
she's
one
not
wants that.
falling for that trick again.
I have
No one wants
disguised
that.
self. How do you think it would help any if I disguise myself as one of these murdered priests?
I think this is actually a great idea. What if you do that? You disguise yourself and then you just float in a convincing way in that direction and get
Like I'm
eyes
a
on
dead
her.
body.
Like a dead
Yes.
body, exactly.
All right.
Is this a fact-finding plan, or are you just like talking about fun things that Kayleth likes to do? Sarshan
I mean, it can be
asks.
both.
That's true.
Kayleth has nothing against mixing business and pleasure.
Okay. So you gonna disguise yourself as a zombie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, not a zombie, just disguise myself in the likeness of one of these dead people and then act like I'm dead.
Okay.
Just, floating on the water.
All right. Cool. Do you have a spell to do that, or?
Well, I mean, I have disguised self, and then after that, it's
Okay.
all nice acting
All right.
skills.
Cool. All right. So you're just gonna play dead. I got it.
Yep.
So you cast disguise self. You make yourself look like a disgusting undersea zombie corpse, and start floating. Maybe Sarshan gives you a little push, and then you just start floating down the corridor.
Oh, wait, I have something for this. I also cast Unseen Servant.
I love it.
Okay.
Finding all kinds of unconventional uses for these spells.
All right. So you're floating down the kind of twisty corridors, and you eventually come to a golden door, which has barnacles encrusted along its corners and a certain amount of mud and filth built up around it. But it's obviously been opened recently, and it's very bright and shining.
Is
And you just kind of bump up against the door.
it completely closed now?
It is completely closed now.
Can I hear anything if I put my ear to it?
Make a perception check.
Perception. 16.
Okay. You can hear rushing water. It sounds like a whirlpool. And you can hear faint chanting sounds, like rhythmic words, but they're very quiet. It's hard to hear.
Is there... there's no other way to get in there, is there?
Okay, you spend some more time floating around the corridors, and though the corridor does wrap around that chamber, these doors appear to be the only way through. The doors are intricately carved with what looks like tentacles coming up out of the sides, out of the mud, like a kraken.
All right, gonna float back over to Tsetseliya and report this. There's no way in except through a single door.
Don't love it. We don't know what's behind the door except some chanting. Well, we don't want to engage with the Golden Raven.
On the
So
plus side, did it sound like the Golden Raven?
You didn't hear it super well, but it sounded very low compared to the Golden Raven's chanting. Like, you've heard her cast spells before, and she tends to be very flamboyant about it.
Low, like
pitched low.
really low woman's voice, or like a guy's voice,
Unclear.
but not the Golden Raven.
Maybe not. Yeah, you came away with the impression that it was not the Golden Raven's voice. Of course, that is
Okay.
depending on your DC
but it
16 perception check. So
sounds like someone was kind of occupied in there.
We could surprise them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or at the very least get up there and maybe get some more information.
All right.
Can you take that
Real
disguise off?
quick
'Cause it's
before
really
we
creepy.
go, create the zombie army. the waterlogged zombie army.
So gross.
Okay. How many times can you cast Animate Dead? Or more accurately, how many times are you going to cast Animate Dead?
Let me see what I can do here. When you cast a spell using a spell slot 4th level or higher, you animate or reassert control over 2 additional undead creatures for each spell slot above 3rd. I'm gonna cast it at 7th level.
Okay. So that gets you 7, 8, 9?
8.
9.
I think 8.
It's 2 additional, right? Per spell slot. So 1 at 3rd, then 2 at 4th, and then 5 at 6th, and
Oh, that's right. Okay.
yeah. Okay, I think you animate 9 zombies.
Yes.
Stand
For the
up.
record, as we came down, I wanted to recall my spell slot with my Rod of the Pack Keeper, and
Yep.
then as we are heading in, I would like to cast Armor of Agathis, which hopefully doesn't freeze the water around me in a non-armor like conducive way. But
Well, there are little like frosty tendrils that go into the water, and it becomes a little slushy, but it doesn't hinder you.
great, just in case. Okay, so we come up to the
Sarshan
door.
fires up the sword.
So we come to the door. Can we also make perception checks?
Yes.
God, why do I keep doing that?
That is definitely chanting, Sarshan says. Helpful.
Oh, hello, it's a 21.
Oh, okay. Yes, you hear the chanting, and that is definitely not your voice or the Golden
Great.
Raven's voice.
Okay.
It's pitched a bit too low. Still kind of high. Not like it's kind of a tenor voice, shall we say.
Okay.
Shall we go?
Wait.
Shall we? Or...
So does that mean there are 2 of them in there?
You only hear one voice.
Right, but we said what we heard was that the witch was guarding the path to her sanctuary. So either the witch thing is not the Golden Raven, or there's 2 people in there. Oh, I think I can't use this bowl again.
So maybe just once we go in, you go left, I go right.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I can't call that stinking. I wasted my water elemental. Okay.
Zombies go charging right down the middle.
Okay. I guess that's probably the best option. I mean, aside from let's get out of here. But if there's a door to Darkest Westgate down here, it feels like we should destroy it. We could just destroy this door. Do we... Shatter seems like it's going to do the opposite of what we want in this case. Man, you and I are really good at just like wrecking stuff up.
Yeah, we're kind of low on the delicate.
Okay, we'll go in, we'll cast Shatter, etc. at the ceiling and maybe bring it down. And then we'll get out of here.
Cast Shatter on top of us.
Do I get to kick open the door? Sarshan says.
You know what? I think that's fair. You can kick open the door. You
Awesome.
can cast Shatter on the portal or whatever, and then I will plane shift us out of here.
Okay.
All right. Go team. Look at us
Go
being
team.
effective.
Here, you can have 4 of these zombies as a honor guard. I'll take 5. Wait. No, we each get 3. We each get 3 zombies as an honor guard.
Tsetseliya is looking at her zombies like,
Just
okay.
in case.
Okay.
Or meat shield.
Sarshan goes, go team! And then he kicks open the door.
Okay.
All right, everyone rush in.
We rush
right.
in, we split.
You open the central shrine to reveal a cylindrical chamber studded with barnacle-pocked stalagmites, above which flows a churning mass of wave-chopped water like a kind of skylight, as if you were looking down upon a sea racked by storms. Floating between the floor and the water above is a rift in the air through which you see the hazy outline of a building shrouded in darkness and crackling lightning.
I'm not sure I can shatter that.
Dancing around the portal, the water flows down in a whirling tornado down toward the upraised hand of a man who stands partly stooped under the pressure in the center of the chamber.
You can shatter that.
His lithe, filthy, much-scarred body is naked, but for a thick coating of sweat and filth, and the bone mask he wears, which resembles a shark skull.
Oh. It's one of those witches.
There's no surprise. He's well aware of your presence. You get the sense that he detected you as soon as you entered the temple. With his free hand, he lifts the shark mask, revealing vulpine features and sharply pointed ears, all of them familiar. It is Ruan, you realize, but not your Ruan. Sisters, he says. I have waited long, but finally you have come.
Yeah, we're not playing this game. I'm gonna prepare to do plane shift.
Wait. He holds up a hand, his free hand. He says, wait. I think you misunderstand. I have held this portal for you. I have held it open for you to use. Do not be so hasty.
You knew we were gonna come down to the bottom of the ocean?
Well, I assumed you would bring all of your supporters. You are not the first.
Why are you holding it for us?
Because it's a trap.
I want you to stop her, of course.
And opening a door at the bottom of the ocean is the easy answer here. This is a trap.
She opened the door. I am simply holding it open.
Insight check.
Perception check.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it insight or perception check?
His hand
Insight is
shaking at the effort.
this bullshit roll.
Okay.
One. Natural one.
Natural one.
No.
Kayleth,
Ugh.
you have no idea what's going on.
I rolled a 3, which gives me a 10.
You think that maybe he's telling the truth? It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell with Rowan all the time.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Maybe you should have made some different life choices where you were less shady or absent.
Perhaps you're right.
So what?
Regardless.
We're supposed to jump through this portal because that's not how we die?
If you want to face her, yes. I assume you came prepared.
Not exactly. We split up looking for ways to fix this, and it got really messy, and
You're right. I don't think we should trust him, Sarshan says. He pulls out his sword and takes a step forward.
Look,
And Ren says,
up.
wait.
You also hold up. My God. The answer is not always chop something's head off.
Sorry, I thought the answer in this situation was chop someone's head off.
Not yet.
All right, fair enough. Ren says, please wait. If you come closer, I might be forced to attack you.
Okay. You might notice none of us are currently heading towards you.
Yes,
Because-
that's why I have not attacked you.
Right
Which-
now.
The Witch of Destiny has cursed me, and I would be compelled to assault you if you attempted to come through the portal.
Which one is the Witch of Destiny? Do we remember this?
He's talking about the Golden Raven. Like, that's what she calls herself.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
Kayleth wants to test this a bit. Just send one of the zombies towards him.
Okay. All right. One of the zombies, maybe the one that you spoke with Dead on, goes boop, boop, boop. And everyone goes, And as it approaches, his free hand snakes out and turns into like this massive claw and just swipes it into pieces. And then he draws his arm back.
So
Okay, then.
here's the thing. We came down here looking for the weapon to destroy the Golden Raven. And it turns out the weapon is not here. It's a door to go face her. And we have no way of destroying the Golden Raven. So
That is very unfortunate, Ruan says. I seem to
We
have
just walk away.
done this for nothing then.
yeah. Feels like there could have been some other plans here. Do we have anything we can do? I mean, we kind of know how to destroy the Emerald Hourglass, I guess, but...
The Emerald Hourglass. Yes. The heart of my sister's power. She is hurt, weakened. She has severed all of the connections to the hourglass, all but this one.
Like, we could actually... Okay, can I make an Arcana check? Because, like, we kind of hand-waved the whole, like, Tsetseliya knows
Yes, please do.
the hourglass, because That's good. That is a better roll. That is a 25.
Okay. All right. So the Emerald Hourglass, based on what you've learned about it and the knowledge that you absorbed from the sage, is quite fragile. And if you were able to strike at it or find it when it's not super well protected, you could either destroy it or take control of it yourself.
Okay.
And
So is it... Oh,
the
sorry.
hourglass allows the wielder to open gates through time and space. And so what Ruan is saying is that this is a gate through time and space to where the hourglass is. Like it leads directly to the hourglass.
And she's not guarding it right now.
I'm sure she's there. But you are powerful. You're powerful enough to reach me here. Surely you can
did
face
that.
her.
That's the thing. The only reason that we managed to reach you here is a mass-produced potion and a friend of mine who did not come along. So this whole, like, you're actually a powerful witch thing, it's not really bearing out.
He says she's weak.
Oh, you are the same in every world, are you not?
No, in this one, I'm not a terrifying self-absorbed chronomancer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, I have only so much strength left. I cannot leave without sealing the portal, and if I lose concentration, the result will be the same, and then it will be too late. I fear that there's no other way.
So we have to go through the portal and potentially get murdered. Okay, huddle up. I'm gonna pull Kayleth and Sarshan over.
Yes, take your time, Ruan says.
Okay, look. I think this is a trap. Obviously, but
Sarshan says.
our plan doesn't really have to change. We could go through, grab the Emerald Hourglass, and then I'll plane shift us out of there. And she might chase us, but she might not. The Feywild's a weird place. Or I'll say very loudly we're going somewhere else, and then we'll get out of there and we have all these non-detection amulets. What's this plan? How are we feeling about this plan? We can also shatter the Emerald Hourglass. I don't want you to feel like you didn't have anything to do. I'm just saying it could be useful to have it. Maybe we could fix something.
I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it, Sarshan says.
You said we could see something through the rift, right? Like a building on the
A
outside.
building. A dark building shrouded by darkness and lightning.
This is very emo. It's dark, very goth. Dark building
It's
shrouded
kind
in
of a-
darkness.
Kind of a familiar looking building, actually.
Oh, is it darkest Westgate over there?
No.
No.
What you can see if you look a little closer at the building through the rift is that it looks like Briar House.
Oh. But is it our Briar House?
You hope not,
Yeah, we really hope not.
because it looks
Okay.
really. It looks like a cross between the Briar House and the house from Stranger Things 4.
Which
It's
I
not
did
a-
not watch because I'm a
it's-
huge
it's-
horror weenie.
It's real creepy. That's what I'm saying.
Tsetseliya, this is your choice. I will go with you. I will support you. in
Okay.
this, if you want.
I think this is a terrible plan to go through without being prepared. So I'm just going to be ready with the plane shift when we get to the other side. If she's there waiting for us, we'll just get out of there. I did this the last time and surprised her. Maybe she's not expecting it. I don't know. This still feels really stupid.
I have a question.
Okay, I have a question.
Good.
You
Let's
ask
take
your question
questions.
first.
Clarifications.
How do we do that without getting swiped to bits?
Without getting what? Oh, getting past him. And we can't kill him because he's got to keep concentration. Also, because I guess technically he's my brother, except... well...
Will person work? Or will that
You try
be
it. I have some-
concentration?
I don't like charming people, but I can. You try that.
He's your brother,
We-
though. Is his
And-
will as strong as yours?
I have no idea.
Oh, my question, Sarshan.
Yes.
Is it possible to call our friends?
I guess so. That's true. We also have the sending stone. So I guess we can trigger the sending stone and just be like, guys, we are kind of standing on the Golden Raven's doorstep and we're being told she's injured. I haven't counted words. We are standing on the Golden Raven's doorstep. We'll be using doorstep as a full word. We've been told she's injured and weakened. We're going in to grab the Emerald Hourglass. That's important. Kisses.
Aha.
Hopefully that will get across to them. They might be busy. It might take a little time for them to like hear the thing ring, but at least they'll know where we are. If we
There's a brief flash to Sebastian,
Dang it.
like desperately stabbing a Tarask, and Stong is like, what? I'm sitting inside it. He's sitting inside a Tarask as its muscles are like pressing in on his wall of force, and he's like, what do I do? What do I do? Bing.
Don't
Oh,
answer the phone right now. You're very busy. The only problem is I've sent this message and there is a chance we get on the other side of this gate and we have to plane shift out of there. But there's also the chance that they'll reply and say, sorry, we've been eaten by, I don't know, what, a Trask maybe? That's probably not going to happen, but who knows? Okay, so they know where we're going. And okay, so we have to solve the problem of getting past Ruan, and we have to deal with the other side. So I'm going to turn back to Ruan and just be like, you want us to go through this. Can you
yes.
just let us go through?
No. I am cursed. I believe you've encountered this curse before. I cannot resist it.
Okay. So this
I
is like
must-
Sarshan's thing?
I must.
The Geish?
Yes. And
But
Sarshan goes,
Sarshan-
yes, very powerful.
But I'm just going to point something out, Ruan. Sarshan could resist his Geish. It just, hurt a lot and knocked him out. So,
So you want to kill me?
I mean, I don't want to kill you. But also, let's just be fair. I don't really know you.
That's fair enough. But,
But
again, if I lose concentration,
what's
I will
your
close
solution?
the portal.
Okay, that's fair. What's your solution here?
Well, I have given this some thought. Give me that one, he points at Sarshan. My Gesh will only force me to fight one of you. While he and I fight, you can use the portal.
No, I don't think we're doing that. Thank you.
Sarshan raised a hand.
What?
Why me exactly? And Ruin says, honestly, such a silly question.
You don't like him. My Ruan doesn't like him either. But out of my business.
Sister from another world. 'Twas he the one who caused all of this. 'Twas he guided my sister into her madness. 'Twas 'Twas he who slew my beloved before my eyes. Of all of us, he most deserves death. If you just let him go, this can all end. You know that, right?
Hold on. Wait, Tsetseliya.
Yes.
Yes, we totally know that. We will give him to you momentarily.
What? Wait, what? Okay, what? No.
You said you had that illusion thing, right?
Interesting.
I'm
Yes.
gonna start stretching. Sergeant, start stretching.
I'm just gonna put my hand on Sargent's arm and be like, maybe I've got this. So I'm going to turn toward Ruan, and I'm going to cast something new and fancy, which is Dark Delirium.
Okay.
So he's got to make a saving throw.
Okay.
Why is his saving throw what it is here? It should actually be a little higher. It's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, let's see. Dark Delirium is not, well, it is a charmed effect, right? Because he would be charmed if it actually succeeded.
So this is a question I have. Is it says that it plunges a creature into illusory realm, and then it also says it either charms or frightens them. Is that separate from the illusory realm? Because those feel like two separate things. It's very unclear how it's written.
Okay, so until the illusion ends, the creature thinks it is lost in a misty realm, the appearance of which you choose. The creature can see and hear only itself, you, and the illusion. So essentially, you can either charm it into thinking that it is, in a place of like delight or like pleasure or whatever, or you can put it into a place where it is just terrified, like into a
I am gonna just double check that Sarshan does not in his paladin backpack have anything that's going to impose disadvantage. Bane or something, because that would be very handy, and the two of us do not specialize in that sort of thing. Kayleth, get the zombies ready, because I'm not sure about this plan anymore.
Neither of you is particularly a debuffer, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we're mostly
Start suddenly shifting into
bone melter kind of move.
Yeah.
We're heavy on the destruction.
Okay, well,
if he doesn't, he doesn't. I'd still like to make the effort.
I thought he had a spell that would be useful in this. Just hold on one second.
Still think the zombies are good backup. If we overwhelm him, he'll have to fight zombies, and we can just get behind him. Just have to surprise him.
Zombies are sort of jockeying into position. They're like sliding up, like in front of him. Like the backup is they'll attack him from the front. We'll just go around behind him.
I'm just going.
And then
so Sarshan
get behind the zombies.
Sarshan looks at you and he says, "You want me to curse him?"
I mean, just a little. I just would like this to take effect because then it will be nicer to him.
I see. He steps forward and says, "Ruan, I apologize." Yeah, Ruan has the same expression that you just had. And he says, "I will not seek to avoid blame. I am guilty of the things that you have accused me of. However, I love this woman, and I will die before I let you stop her or harm her in any way. And for that, I shall strike you down." And then he sends forth this curse at Ruan. So first of all, Ruan has to save against this.
Please waste some rolls.
The curse seems to befall Ruan. I
Okay.
rolled a 1 on his saving throw.
Okay.
I mean, oh my God, he has a good modifier for the save too. Anyway, so he's so surprised by Sarshan's sincere apology and explanation that this curse just catches him, and that sergeant casting Bestow Curse on him, which is going to give him disadvantage on wisdom saving throws in this case.
Yes. Okay, then I would like to cast Dark Delirium on him.
Okay.
So that is a DC 20 wisdom saving throw.
And you are attempting to frighten him rather than
I
charm
actually would
him,
like
yes?
to charm him.
Okay, because he is an elf, so he does get advantage against being charmed.
That's fair. Maybe I should frighten him.
Okay.
I wanted to charm him because I had this whole like narrative thing around it that I was thinking would work, because what Ruan wants, at least my Ruan wants, is for all of us to just be a happy family. And wouldn't it be nice if I could give him the illusion of that? So maybe he could be scared of his feelings being so intense.
You know what? I think it makes okay. So that's the illusion that you're putting in his head, and then I think it'll be up to me whether that's frightening or charming.
Okay,
Right?
that's fair.
Okay, maybe that's a good way for your ability to work. You're like, I'm gonna do this kind of delirium, and this is what's gonna be. How do they react to it?
Yeah, so this is the illusion that I would like to craft with
Okay.
this, is Kayleth and Sarshan just disappear. He no longer sees them. And what was the decrepit remains of a temple to the bitch queen becomes slowly shifting into a verdant forest. And here is Skaha, whole and hale and like smiling. And here's Artemisia, right? Artemisia, who is like so excited to see her big brother. And even Rogar is here. Rogar is fine. Rogar is very happy to see Ruan. And then here am I. I'm so happy that we're all together. Isn't this wonderful? And maybe actually Kayleth does get to be here, but also this Kayleth is on the other side of the whirlpool, not where Kayleth is actually standing, just in case. And Kayleth's dad, who I guess is Ruan's dad. Tsetseliya's not 100% sure if that was true or just someone running their mouth, but Kayleth's
A little
dad's there.
fluid around dad.
He's there, and he's stepped back a little bit, like maybe he's not gonna presume. Maybe he's there to be an affectionate uncle.
So,
Say, Ruan, everything you wanted is right here.
so
Why could you possibly want to fight? Sneak around the back, guys.
Ruin has this blissful expression all of a sudden, and he's like, yes, this is what I want. And you, in the real world, you see Ruin just kind of like, and tears start trickling down his face.
Yeah, it's all just fine. Everything's fine. It's gonna be okay. You guys are sneaking into the portal, yeah?
Yep. Sarshan starts toward the portal.
All you ever wanted was for everything to be happy and safe. You're kind of... Rowan, I've always thought you were kind of shady, but I think maybe you're just afraid of losing what you've got.
You're right. You aren't like her at all, are you?
More than I want to be,
No.
but hopefully less than
My sister would have handed over either of her friends, both of her friends, gladly. But you didn't even attack me.
what? We're just here having a good time. I'm also just kind of creeping just out of range of those claws, I hope.
So his nose starts dripping black blood, as though his gash has struck him anyway. But he's smiling, and he's like, I hope you win.
Zombies
fast.
swarm him now. Zombies swarm him now.
Wow. All right, so out of
I'm gonna die through the portal.
we
as
pull
soon as
out of the delirium and we just see zombies just leaping at Ruan. Just whoa.
Also, I would like to
And
get
he's-
through the portal fast. As soon as I realize that the Gesh is taking hold, I don't want him to suffer.
So yeah, he lets go of the spell just as you're leaping into the portal. And the spell doesn't make the portal disappear. The spell was holding up the water. So this massive whirlpool just crushes into the room. Just, and all
Wait.
the zombies go.
He's dead no matter what then.
Well, even as the water starts falling toward him, he's bleeding from the nose and ears, and he smiles, and you see his body just kind of dissolves away into water itself.
Oh. Well, he got something he really wanted.
He was happy at least for a moment at the end, wasn't he?
I feel like I need to find my Ruan and work some things out. But that's gonna have to wait, because where are we?
Well,
And I see the reply to the sending comes through at this point.
Mhm.
Stog's voice echoes and says, Tsetseliya, thanks for the update. I might be consumed, but I'll let everyone else know. Also, we made more bad contracts. Help, need my agent. What are they doing?
Yep, that's Stong.
Oh my god.
So you find yourselves in a dark, rocky, on a dark, rocky plain. Before you rises a mansion. It looks kind of like Briar House, but stretched, distended. And there are trails of green energy flying up out of the roof and out of the windows, like the webs of a spider. Lightning crackles around the manor.
Well, that's not good.
And you recognize this place because you have been here before, Tsetseliya. It
Oh?
is the innards of an astral dreadnought.
Oh.
The demi
Briar House in
Yep.
the inside of an astral dreadnought.
Yep. A demiplane within an astral dreadnought.
Kayleth was there too, actually.
Okay. Yeah, Kayleth was there. That's right.
Yeah, you
Did
came
we
with us.
Did we set this all off that one time we were in the astral sea and we jumped into the dreadnought's mouth?
Man, that would just be exactly how everything has gone.
Because we lost Briar House there.
Oh my god, what if we got the wrong Briar House back?
I saw Eric smile briefly. I'm very nervous now.
This is like Tsetseliya. This was the thing where the Cyril was like, "Oh no, there's someone else here." Suddenly, I'm very worried. Okay, so anyway, we've got
So
to
three
go
of
in the
you
house. I
came
guess.
through along with a flow of water, but just because there was water falling onto the portal. So you're very, very damp. Standing
Okay.
in a very hot, unpleasant place.
So we still got the plane shift option, but theoretically we can get the Emerald Hourglass before we go. So should we just try to get in this house?
Let's go.
Okay.
Sarshan turns to you and says, wait,
What?
I have to tell you something.
What?
He
Is
was
this a good something or bad something?
it depends. But he was telling the truth the whole time. I have done terrible things.
You didn't make the Golden Raven the Golden Raven. I feel very confident about that.
Okay.
And that was what he was saying. Yeah?
He did suggest that. I am not certain.
I don't see how
tried.
that's remotely possible.
I tried very hard to help, to protect her, to protect you.
Let's keep those separate.
Okay.
Look,
Yes.
I
You're
am
not
definitely,
her. I understand.
I am definitely not going to suggest that there is nothing you regret in your past. And I am not going to suggest that everything you did was because the Golden Raven made you. None of us is blameless here, but we are going to do the right thing and save this slice of timeline so that it doesn't empower a horrible chronomancer.
All right.
And there is nothing. You are not the person that makes someone become terrible. Look, she's not me. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not agreeing with that, but I can see how she got there. And it wasn't you. It couldn't be you. You're the opposite of that.
He smiles a little. All right. We will stop her together. The three of us.
Okay, let's look over there for a minute. She's gonna kiss him,
The two
but
of
only
us?
when Kayleth's not looking.
Yep.
Okay, so go in the scary house. Do we have any way to disguise ourselves? You're muted. Oh God, it's zombies, isn't it? That's the answer. I can see it in your eyes.
I have disguised self
Okay, for you.
for me. I have zombies for everyone else.
Okay.
You could make yourself look like the Witch of Dread? Was that it? Dread?
Destiny. I guess that's true.
No. The one that was the Lich version of Kayleth.
Do you think
Illurak?
No, the
Is it
one that
Illurak?
lived in that horrible, the
Wait.
one that you briefly got possessed by or something when we went in that horrible dungeon.
Oh, right.
Darkest you.
Oh, right.
So
Good.
we just look like our darkest selves. Do you think that's enough to confuse people?
Unless they have this, telepathic sense and are able to just tell that we're not who we are.
What if we just think our worst possible thoughts? And we just act like our worst versions of ourselves. Do you think they'll be able to tell? Because these are all alternate us, right?
I have a thought, Sarfin says.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to tie me up, Tsetseliya.
Let me guess, are we pretending that we captured you and we're bringing you in as prisoner?
Yes, that works too.
Okay,
Oh.
different thought here. If we're going to pretend to be our alternate selves, let's do that. But Sarshan, she wouldn't tie you up. She would just cast Charm Person or Hold Person on you. Probably Charm Person so you can walk. So just act charmed.
Okay. You are very
gonna-
charming now, Tsetseliya. Yeah,
There we
You
go.
were very charming before, but you're especially charming now.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's do this banana pants plan. I'm going to put on that gold mask, the cracked one that Sturge fixed. And I'm going to wait until there's nobody. We don't see anybody, right?
No, you don't
Okay.
see anybody.
So I have Tasha's Otherworldly Guise, which will last me for 1 minute, and that will give me wings. So I will have wings like the Golden Raven, and I will have a golden mask, and people will be a little confused at least. I guess
Excellent.
alternate option is, well, nope, because you have disguised self and I don't. So I was gonna say I could be you and you could be me. Or you could be you and I could pretend to be charmed too. What do you like, Kayleth?
Charm you.
Okay.
I don't know, unless you think your disguise is going to work.
I have absolutely no idea. If we run face to face with her, she's not going to go, oh no, is that me? It's the minions. If there's minions, maybe. I think I could probably convince some minions that I'm an evil chronomancer.
So you hear
She
a
talks like
loud-
this. Get out of my way. It's very affected.
Ooh,
She
Such a
talks
nod.
like a mean girl.
Yeah.
you hear this loud boom sound from the
What is
direction
that?
of the house. Oh,
What is that?
Sergeant says, "Oh no."
What do
She
you mean, oh, no?
wouldn't."
Okay. Nouns, please.
I'm sorry, my mind is a little difficult to put everything together, but things have been falling into place, and there is a guardian that she summons to her inner sanctum.
Okay. What sort?
A very large one.
A shield guardian? A bone naga? A devil. A devil. She summons a devil?
Very powerful devil.
Okay. So in the room where the Emerald Hourglass probably is, there's a very powerful devil.
Well, he wouldn't come in unless she asked him to. He would probably stay outside. He always stayed outside.
Okay.
He seemed familiar for some
Zombies?
reason, but I don't know. I'm sorry, it's gone.
Okay, here's a different question. Do you know where in that house the Emerald Hourglass is?
It would be in her private sanctum at the center of the house.
Okay. So that's unfortunate. Well, let's see. Can we get in? So does it look like Briar House though?
Does?
Okay. So it's
So
like-
theoretically, the inside is sort of laid out similar to Briar House.
Seems reasonable.
So is this basically, so wait, Sarshan's been in both of these places. Is it basically where my bedroom is?
Yeah, maybe. Sarshan
Okay.
nods.
My bedroom does have a window. Could we just go through the window?
Maybe. Sarshan says.
Okay.
Let's try it.
We could fly. I could Misty step in, grab it, and then Misty step out. And then plane shift everybody.
And I
Or
think we should still disguise ourselves just in case anyone's watching.
okay.
Anyone sees us.
So gold mask on me. Disguise yourself as the Witch of Dread.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with Sarshan? You can't fly.
Prisoners still?
Okay, we're gonna carry him. Have you been working out?
I am your wolf, my lady.
Okay. I'm worried if we leave you on the ground here that we're gonna get separated, and I don't want that to happen. So, what's another choice here? You could stay here while we go in. You could. Boy, I miss having that ability to make magic items on the fly. Maybe I should have been an artificer, except I don't want to. Anyway,
Oh,
All my
wait.
suggestions
Sarshan
involve
says,
making
I
him
found
dead.
something that might be helpful.
we're not making him dead.
That's
Not
all
again.
Thank you,
offer any
Cassius.
of those suggestions.
Sarshan picks up this, what looks like a spear.
Yeah.
It's fairly short. It's like maybe 3.5 feet long, and it has 3 tips. And he says, "Does this help?"
Is it
He hands
trident?
Hands it to Tsetseliya. It is a trident.
Okay, I take the trident. I don't understand how this could possibly help.
Well,
is
it washed with us through the portal.
Oh, is this about 2,000 gold pieces of treasure, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Can I make an Arcana check and see what
Yes.
this is? If I know.
Mhm.
I keep clicking the button. It's an 11. I don't know what this is.
It's definitely magical.
Okay.
It's not very powerfully magical, but it is magical.
I don't know that this is gonna help.
Okay. well,
But okay. Let's just move as close as we can, and then we can figure out how to strike. So let's move up to Briarhouse as close as we can. Is there any kind of like landscape features we can hide behind, like big rocks or other things the Astral Dreadnought has eaten?
There, in fact, there are pieces of Githyanki ships. There are boulders. There are lots of skeletons, mostly not in one piece. But the space around Briarhouse itself, maybe 100 yards in a circle around Briarhouse, is completely cleared. You could just see like little chunks of bone and gravel, basically, that rocks have been pounded down into. And you see the Guardian that Sarshan was talking about.
Yeah.
And he is massive, just towering, at least 15 or 20 feet tall, bulk like the size of a small house himself. And as he's sitting there, kind of folded over, bent over, you hear this boom, and he's pounding on something like a big barrel. He's just boom, pounding on it, and there's just this massive shaggy hair that falls all around.
Okay, is this Stong?
As you're thinking that, his head just kind of turns, and you see one red eye look at you over his shoulder, and these like big red horns sprout out of his forehead. And yes, it is Stong, but huge.
Is it?
And you see that he's wearing part of a mask.
Oh God!
think his song's at him.
This one hurts. I like this idea. Can we get Stong to like come back out of the Witch of ? By singing his songs to him?
First of all, should we try and go past in our disguises?
I don't know. I feel bad leaving him. But
Desolation,
maybe
Sarshan says.
The Witch of
of
Desolation.
Desolation. That's
That's his
not
name.
fair. That seems okay. I have to quibble here because shame on my alternate self. That's a terrible thing to give Stong. Stong creates wonderful things. Why would you give him desolation? He should be the Witch of Delight?
Not
What's a word that
anymore.
means? Okay. Ugh.
You see that Sung kind of like turns toward you, Dark Stong turns toward you, and you see that he doesn't have hands.
Oh my God.
He just has
That's
blades instead of hands.
Can I make an Arcana check? So he said that this is a devil, that Stong is a devil now. Do charm effects work on devils?
Yeah, you can
Does
make a check.
Tsetseliya know?
Why did I open up that thing? Okay.
Why can't I remember not to use this? Oh, but it's great. It's a 24.
24. No, you're pretty sure most devils can be charmed.
Okay. Maybe let's just try to convince him he's on our side. I'll just go try charming him and convincing him not. This isn't as bad as just doing it because she already did it first. Yeah, right?
Do you want to just try and walk past him first without doing it and see if he
Okay, but that's the backup because I'm a little afraid he's gonna like figure it out. Okay,
Yes.
so Tsetseliya's gonna put on the broken golden mask and she's going to cast Tasha's otherworldly guise, so that she has the big wings of magical energy. She will be casting Wow, I have no idea. It's gonna be lower planes, I guess, because I couldn't even guess what kind of magic is gonna happen here. Why will this not trigger? Because everything's slow. Anyway, I do that, and then I'm gonna remind Sarshan to act charmed, and I'm gonna just walk up like I own the place as soon as Kayleth's ready.
Kayleth's ready. All.
You've got like a horrible mask, and her wings gone in this.
I believe they're gone because the Golden Raven took them and put them on herself, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay.
But I swapped out. I upgraded. If anyone asks, I upgraded. All right, we're gonna just like march up like we own the place. We're not even gonna look at the Witch of Desolation here. So.
Okay. Yeah, he stands up, towers over you. See that he also has wings. You thought maybe he was just wearing a cloak or something, but they're just these big red black wings that extend around him.
I'm gonna keep walking. I will cast a cold eye toward him and a brief nod and then keep walking.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Oh, I hope that works. That is a 25.
Oof. That's really good. All right. I'm also going to need all three of you, which includes Sarshan, to make a wisdom saving throw. You do have a bonus of +4 since you're near Sarshan.
What kind of thing is this?
It is a fear effect.
Okay.
19.
23 +4, so 27.
Emily, is that 19 you told me counting the +4?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you are afeared, Emily.
Do I notice she stops walking?
Yeah, as soon as you approach, she stops walking. And yeah, you're just looking at this thing and you are terrified of it.
I'm going to turn inside. Tsetseliya turns and is going crap, 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 crap. But I'm going to just stride up to her, and I will take a page out of Sebastian's book and take the aid action and be like, pull yourself together. This isn't the first time you've seen him. You know him already. And hopefully she can make another check. Is that possible?
Sure, yeah.
Alternately, I will
Another
cast Fairy Presence and stand on the other side of you so you're more scared of me and go up.
That was a 21 total.
Okay. Yes, you do manage to shake it off.
I'm going to take Kayleth's hand and give it a squeeze. And start walking towards the house again.
Kayleth's
Okay.
might be digging a little hard into your palm right now.
Yeah, let's just stay together.
Devil Stong is definitely watching you suspiciously as you go past. So,
Not even going to look at him because why would I? I'm the Golden Raven.
that's right. Okay. And you get past the devil at the gates, which then the doors open for you and you head inside. And that would be a good place to end the session for tonight.
No. The good place is just grabbing the Emerald Hourglass and plane shifting out of
just
here. Let's
leaving.
just skip
No
to that.
problem.
Let's just skip to that.
Well,
Okay, fine.
that's all the time we have for tonight. Tune in next week for the final episode of Book 3, The Confrontation with the Golden Raven and the resolution of the Hourglass. We'll see what happens. I have been Eric Scott DeVee, DM of this campaign. Find me on the socials, read my books, watch my game, which you just did. So thank you for that. That was really nice of you. I really appreciate that about you. You're such a good person. And with that, take it away, Aaron.
I'm Erin M. Evans. You can follow me on Twitter at Erin M. Evans. You can pre-order my new book, Empire of Exiles, wherever you like to purchase your books, maybe an independent bookstore. It is full of strange people and strange worlds and stranger poisons, a murder mystery set in a wonderful fantasy world that I think you will enjoy. You can also catch me on Idle Champions Presents The Black Pits. First episode came out today, so you can watch the VOD on their Twitch. You can catch it tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then again at 2 p.m. And then again on Friday at those same times. And one of those times there's a cool interview with me beforehand, but I forgot which one. I think it's Thursday afternoon. We'll see. You can also join me on twitch.tv/CNE Games for Champions of Lore, where we talk about the lore behind the game of our sponsor, Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
I've been Emily Tang. Thank you all. And I want to remind people that we have a giveaway for a copy of Asian Ghost short stories, short story collection, US only. The code or command to enter is just !enter. Yeah.
Are you doing the drawing? Is it? Okay, so show them the book so they have a few more seconds because Yang Yang is going to do it, but
So if you haven't entered,
show off that foil.
enter now.
It's
Look at
very
that.
nice foil.
If you too have been traumatized by excellent Asian horror and you would like to be further traumatized by excellent Asian horror, you should definitely check out this book. It will be amazing. That's not a story from my life. All right.
Who else is in the table of contents?
Good question.
Oh, yeah.
Actually looked at
Crack it. Look at your name there. I think we should make Emily look at her story. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Eliza Chan. Wow, the hard day. I apologize if I'm mingling anyone's names. Alice Elizabeth Dracott, Dean S. Fansler, Eugene Foster, Lafcadio Hearn, T. M. Hurry, Nura Nasreen Ibrahim, Im Bang, Grace James, Francis Liu Pai Ippolito, and others.
Lots.
Awesome.
There's actually, okay, I'll admit I haven't opened this because I get super embarrassed to see my name / face anywhere. So there are a lot of stories in this book.
That is very relatable. The first time I saw my book on the shelf at Barnes and Noble, I got all embarrassed, like somebody left my dirty laundry there, and I was like, "Oh no, someone's going to see it," which is the point. So I don't know if that helps you, but
I did a video for WotC once, and they posted it online, and I have not. This has been like a year ago at this point. I haven't watched it at all. People keep telling me, "Oh, do you remember this moment or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah,
you're a
totally."
little drunk. Do it.
Still
Yeah,
have-
like do the countdown, but we're gonna tell stories.
Still have my copy, so it's a good feeling.
Eric's like, I love when my book came out. It was not even a little embarrassing. So
Not
let's
even
do a
little
countdown to a drawing.
What do I count down from?
I think we just drum on the mic. That's what I do.
3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, draw. Christopher!
Hey.
Congratulations! You will get a message asking for your address that we can ship to, and you will get that cool book.
And also let me know if you want it signed in any way.
Want it signed? Make her sign it.
It'll be the first time I sign anything. It's pretty
Definitely.
exciting.
That is thrilling. All right. So until next week, may your word counts and rolls be high.